Okay, dun sa sa TikTok naman pwede naman po kayong makisagot. Hindi ko nga lang masyadong mababasa kasi ginagamit ko tong phone ko para i-live stream. So, baka maduling ako pag ano. Alright? So, what's your answer? YouTube? Mga YouTube babies? Hala? Wala ba ako? Hala? Bakit? YouTube babies? Ano ang nangyari? Ano nangyari? YouTube. Yan ang sagot nyo sa YouTube. Ay, why? Ako lang ba? Di ba? Nagalaw naman. Alright. Ngayon, nagalaw na ba? Gumagalaw na ba? Okay na ba? Please say yes or no. Okay, alright. Okay, so ulitin natin. What are the key economic sectors contributing to development in Region 8? Alright. Letter A, services and produces industrially related products such as chemicals, textile, clothing, electronic goods, food, beverages, tobacco products, and then B, geothermal energy, water resources, and medium heavy trade. C, banana plantations, offshore gambling, and call centers, and these tech startups, coffee farming, and aerospace engineering. Alright? So, ano po yung sagot nyo dito? Alright? Ano po yung sagot nyo dito? Number 1? Wala akong nakikitang sagot from YouTube. Okay ba? Are you okay, YouTube? Ba't wala? Okay, ayan. Ay, nako. Kinabahan na naman ako. Alright. Okay, so yes. Okay, very good. Alright, so ang sagot natin dyan ay letter B. Okay? Alright. Okay, so obvious naman, 'di ba? Kasi kung sa services unang-una, kung sa services and industrially related products, more on NCR siya, 'di ba? Yung banana plantations, offshore gambling and call centers parang nag-mix-mix na siya, ano? Kasi ang banana plantations is usually Mindanao, 'di ba? Tapos syempre ang offshore gambling, saan ba 'yon? Offshore gambling and call centers. 'Di ba? Kay Alice ko. All right, and ito yung tech startups, NCR usually coffee farming, usually Cordillera ang coffee farming tsaka Ilocos. All right? So, balik tayo sa sagot. B, geothermal energy, water resources, and medium heavy trades. Okay, so, baka balik ta rin yung tanong next time. Okay, kasi lumbas din to nung SPLE June 2025. Yun din talaga, geothermal energy, water resources, and medium heavy trades. Maalala ko talaga yung geothermal tsaka medium heavy trades. Alright? So, dahil yung geothermal energy because andun yung Leyte geothermal production field. So, I hope mai-memorize nyo to kasi baka ito naman ang tatanungin, okay? Sa water resources naman, meron yung Leyte Sab-a Basin. Alright? At saka yung mga, of course, dahil sagana sila sa hydropower, alright, so talagang magkakaroon sila ng maraming medium and heavy trades, right? But their medium and heavy trades, it includes mining, farming, fishing, and tourism. Okay? So, in fact, ang laki 555.6 billion. Wow. Alright. Yes po, major po to. Social science po. Okay, social science po. Alright. So, we go to number 2. Where is the primary seat? Ito pala, SPLE 2025 lumabas to. Okay? Naalala ko kaya sinama ko. Where is the primary seat of the international tribunals which have tried people responsible for serious crimes under international humanitarian law? Okay, A, Japan, B, New York, C, France, D, The Hague, Netherlands. Alright? So, paano po yung sagot nyo dito? Ano po yung sagot nyo dito? Nalilate ba tayo YouTube? Ay, ano ba yan? Ito pala yung, ano ba yan? Nalagay ko na pala. Alright, yes. So, ang sagot dyan ay The Hague, Netherlands. Okay. So, prior sa, 'di ba, yung nangyari nga sa ating country, 'di ba? Akala ko dati yung The Hague is sa movie lang 'yon. 'Di ba? Yung pala totoo pala 'yon. Alright. Okay. Bonus na kasi ilang beses kong inayos-ayos to kasi marami akong trivia. Alright. Okay, so it's The Hague, Netherlands. Okay, but, okay, ito naman ang tanong ko. Saan ba talaga yung United Nations headquarters? Okay, may idea ba kayo? Saan ba talaga yung UN headquarters? Saan ba talaga? May idea kayo? Sige, TikTok. Pwedeng sumagot. Go lang. Pwede ko namang maduduling na lang ako maghanap ng Ang Indonesia is ASEAN. ASEAN, 'di ba? Pero yung UN. Alright, so let's reveal it's New York. Okay? So yung headquarters talaga niya, yes, is sa New York. Okay? Okay, may nakasagot sa dito sana sa TikTok. Yes. So it's New York. Okay. Huwag niyo kalimutan, ASEAN is Indonesia, 'di ba? All right. And then headquarters is New York. Okay, meron pa tayo. How many principal organs are there in the UN? Okay, ba't ko linalagay yung mga trivia na to? Kasi nung nag-enroll ako, na ito yung mga mock questions na na-encounter ko din. Okay, so gusto ko ba ding ulitin? Kung total andito na tayo, 'di ba? So matatagalan man yung ating discussion, pero at least any na lumabas about UN, alam na alam natin. Okay, so how many principal organs? Alright? Okay, I understand kung bakit kung bakit but kung bakit 5 yung sagot ni Ma'am Mayan. Alright? But actually, it's 6. Yes, it's 6. Okay, there are 6 principal organs. Alright? But, okay, yes, may tumama din sa TikTok. Very good. Okay, so ito siya. Okay, so General Assembly, Security Council, Secretariat, Economic and Social Council, Trusteeship Council, International Council, International Court of Justice, ito yung sa The Hague, at saka General Assembly. Okay, pero matanong ko, alin na dito yung hindi na operating. Okay? So ito din yung mga alin dito ang hindi operating? Okay? Kaya nasabi niya 5, okay? But actually 6 pa rin siya pero hindi operating. All right. Trusteeship. All right. Okay, yes kasi yung trusteeship is, yes, very good. Yes, so hindi na operating yung trusteeship kasi ang trusteeship, sila yung mga how do you call that? Sila yung mga nagba-manage sa mga colonized pa, 'di ba? Pero nung 1990s, I think 1994, yung Palau, okay, yun yung last na country na naging independent na siya. So of course they had to break yung trusteeship. Okay, pero it's still part of the principal organ. All right. Okay, so ito naman. Okay, so linagay ko lang yung background ng UN, okay? Kasi ito din yung lumalabas. Okay, so ang UN, alam natin, 'di ba? Ang UN was after World War II. Ano yung pinalitan niya? Okay? So, ang pinalitan niya is yung League of Nation. Okay? So, yung League of Nation was, itinatag ni Woodrow Wilson, di ba? Yan. And then, anyway, ipopost ko naman tong PDF. Okay, sa mga social mediaship ko yan. Ayan. So, itinatag ni Woodrow Wilson tong League of Nation. Pero it failed, okay? It failed, especially dun sa Manchuria, 'di ba, yung inatake ng Japan ang Manchuria. Yon, so it failed, and that is why via James Palace, okay? James Palace, na-start na magawa yung United Nations, alright? So, don't forget James Palace, alright? Alright. Next. Okay, sino yung considered na founder of the United Nations naman? Sino yung founder ng United Nations? Alright. Okay, sino yung father, okay, ng United Nations? Alright, do you have any idea? Okay. Are you okay pa, mga YouTube ko? Who is considered the founder of UN? Okay, so reveal na natin. Yes, si Franklin D. Roosevelt. Okay, so siya na din yung nag-coin ng word na United Nations. Yes, ang galing-galing. Alright, yes. So siya na din yung nag-coin ng United Nations. Hindi ko alam to dati. Ngayon lang. Pero alam ko naman na League of Nations yung nauna. Okay? Bago Alright, ito naman. Ito, gasgas na to. Who is the incumbent General Secretary of UN now? Okay? Sino ang General Secretary of UN now? Right? Baka may idea kayo. Meron? Gwapo siya. Gwapo siya. Alright. Okay. Very good. Yes. So, tumingin ako dito sa I think nalilate dito sa YouTube ko. I'm sorry YouTube. Ganun talaga pag streaming. Pero kasi pag sa Facebook, mas lag. Kaya mas gusto ko pa rin sa YouTube. Alright? So, yes, si Antonio Guterres. Alright? So, ganyan pala yung spelling niyan, Antonio Guterres. But it doesn't matter. Wala namang wrong spelling wrong dyan. Okay? So, isipin nyo na lang, si Eddie Gutierrez. Alright? Siya yung incumbent General Secretary of UN. Okay, na-re-elect siya nung 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Alright? Can you say hi dyan sa sa YouTube kung okay pa kayo? Worried ako. Are you still okay? Yes, Antonio Gutierrez. YouTube, are you okay? Teka lang sa ating TikTok. Okay pa kayo? Medyo, oo, nadidelay. Sorry I think so. Nadidelay kasi talaga sa a bit, mga 5 seconds delay. Pero, sobra kasi parang sobrang hindi ata ako Parang sobrang delay. Alright? Okay, so we go to, SPLE 2025 naman to lumabas. What is the current world's population according to 2022 survey? Alright, so A, 6.7 billion, B, 7.6 billion, C, 8.1 billion, and D, 9.0 billion. Alright, okay. Ayun, hindi na kayo lag. Hindi na kayo lag. Alright? So, number 3, what is the current world population according... Oh, yes. Thank you sa YouTube. Worried ako kasi... Alright. Alright. So, yes. Ang sagot pa natin ay letter C. Okay? So, how do you call that? Isipin nyo na lang pag nakita nyo yung 8, ha? Kasi, hindi siya exact eh. 'Di ba? So, pag nasa 8 billion na, yun na yung piliin nyo dun sa choice. Okay? So, in fact, it's 8.2 billion. Alright? Okay, but this one, alright? Ito, try nyo na rin i-memorize, okay? Kung ano yung expected. Alright? So, sabi niya, sa 2030, expected na nasa 8.6 billion tayo sa 2030. Alright? In 2050, expected na 9.8 billion tayo. Alright? And in 2011, expected na 11.2 billion tayo. Right? So, dinagdag ko to kasi lumalabas din sa Macboard dati. Okay? Yung sa question, okay, so may nag-question dito sa TikTok. Sabi kung 2020, yes, maalala ko, nakalagay kasi doon is according to 2022 survey. Yon. Kaya idinagdag ko talaga yon. But in anyway, nakalagay naman talaga pag you check here, 'di ba? So the current world population is 8.2 as of Friday, March 8, 2025. So tama pa rin tayo sa 8 point something. All right? Nasa 8.2 nga po tayo. Actually, ang tinatanong diyan is what is the current world population, 'di ba? Pero sabi niya according to 2022 survey. 'Yun kasi nga naman parang hindi man nila masabi agad-agad ngayon, 'di ba? Yan. And maalala ko talaga according to 2022 survey, and if you try to research it, nasa 8 point something pa din talaga. Although iba-iba. Nasa 8.1, mga ganun. Kaya kung sa option, piliin nyo na lang yung may 8. Okay? Piliin nyo na lang yung may 8. Alright, number 4. Jose Rizal's Mi Ultimo Adios, My Last Farewell, written on the eve of his execution, is best classified as what type of literary work? This is very easy. A. Sonnet. B. Elegy. C. Duplo. And letter D. Satire. Alright, satire. Ay, ang bilis nyo na sa YouTube. Alright? So, yes, of course, it's elegy, 'di ba? Elegy kasi 'di ba, yun yung nagpapaano ng sorrow about someone's death, 'di ba? Pero usually 'di ba ang elegy is sinasabi doon sa sa namatay na, 'di ba? Pero siya isinulat na niya para sa sarili niya. Kawawa din naman. Alright. So alam natin yung duplo, dalawa 'yon, 'di ba? Exchange verses. Pero ang duplo pala is ang parang ang origin pala niya dito is, ang duplo is during wake. Okay, so pag may namatay and then parang they are trying to to lighten up the ambience. So parang it's a little bit of of humor yung duplo, okay? Para aliwin yung mga very red, alright? And of course, yung satire, gumagamit siya ng humor and irony to criticize, alright? Number 5, which Spanish, lumabas pa to, no? Kala nyo, which Spanish Governor General of the Philippines established the tobacco monopoly, right? Estanco del Tabaco in 1782, forcing farmers to grow tobacco exclusively for the colonial government. C. Carlos Maria de la Torre, B. Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, C. Jose Vasco y Vargas, and D. Narciso Claveria. Okay. Alright, yes. So, reveal ko na kasi it's very easy. Okay. Ayan. Linagay ko yung Claveria Decree of 1849 kasi may loko-loko dati nung nagre-review ako. Ang options ba naman is Claveria Decree of 1849, Claveria Decree of 1948, yung yung year. So parang pati pa pala yon. So memorize nyo na lang, okay? So yung 18 years old na girl, may boyfriend na 49 years old, okay? 1849. Alright? So ito yung sa paggamit ng surnames, right? Alright. So si Carlos Maria de la Torre, siya ang most if maalala nyo, siya ang most, Most, yes. Liberal general, yes. That is why he is the most, ano, it starts with L. Most, meron ba? Right? Yes. So most loved siya. Alright. Si Miguel Lopez de Legazpi is, siya yung first. Alright? Siya yung first na ating general. Alright. Okay, next. Number 6. Under the Philippine Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act, what is the term for the 24-hour child caring institution managed by LGUs or NGOs that provides short-term residential care for children in conflict with the law, age 15 to 18 who are awaiting court disposition? Okay, A. Gawad Kalinga, B. DSWR Shelter, C. Bahay Pag-asa, and D. Juvenile Detention Home. Okay, so hindi to lumabas ngayon, pero dinagdag ko lang, okay? Related to sa question kasi kung ano yung age of criminal liability, kaya isinama ko to. Alright, so yes, galing, YouTube, very good. Okay. Okay, yeah, so ang answer dyan ay Bahay Pag-asa. Okay, so of course yung RA 10630, 'di ba? Alright. Yan yung RA 10630. Ang mnemonics nyo na lang dyan is 10 yung mga 10 yung mga bata doon sa Bahay Pag-asa, at pag 6:30 kailangan na nilang mag-dinner. Okay? Ganon. RA 10630. Alright? RA 10630. Okay, 10 yung mga bata sa Pag-asa at by 6:30 kailangan na nilang mag-dinner. Alright. So yan yung kung saan nakasaad kung ano yung criminal liability ng bata. Okay, if maalala nyo, ano yung age na may criminal liability na yung mga bata? Okay, yun talaga yung lumalabas din sa mock board. So maalala nyo ba? Can you comment? Can you comment? Is it 18 years old? Is it 12 years old? 9 years old? At bakit may sumasagot ng habeas corpus? Sir Remy, ano yon? Alright? Okay, yes. Okay, so more than 15 but less than 18 years old. Okay? Provided na meron silang discernment. Alright? Yes, more than 15, below 18 years old. Provided na meron silang discernment. Alright. Okay, not 15 below pa. Alright. Okay, next. What is the term? Lumabas na talaga sa ngayong 2025, September. What is the term for a general and progressive increase in the prices of goods and services in an economy? A. Recession. B. Inflation. C. Depression. D. Stagnation. Alright? Nag-increase. Increase. Alright? Of course. Dahil nag-increase, it's inflation. Right? Okay, very good. Nag-increase, inflation. At least meron tayong increase prices, inflation. Okay. So, we will gonna learn ito. Okay. So, pagtiyagaan nyo na lang. Okay. Yung 6 na to. Kasi, i-explain ko ng pakonti ay ng okay, kasi ito lagi siyang lumalabas, okay? Alright, yes, gas. Alright, so ito, yung recession, okay? Ito yung recession is, ang niya dito, ang keyword niya dito is 2 successive quarters, okay? 2 successive quarters, okay? So, dahil dito sa recession is nag-shrink yung economy. Okay. And bakit 2 successive quarters? Kasi pwede pa nating malagpasan yon. Okay, kasi lang siya parang pwede siyang short term kasi na-trigger lang siya ng mga events na pwedeng if we do something is maaagapan naman. Okay? So there's just a triggering event, okay? For example, bumagsak ng konti yung sa stock market, okay? So it can cause recession. Parang ganon. Alright? ito, yung naglagay din ako ng example noon ay 2008 financial crisis. Alright? So, ano nga ba yung effect ng recession? So, syempre, pag nag-increase yung ay pag nag-shrink yung economy mo, wala ng mga jobs, ganon, yung mga business maglo-close, yung mga ganon. Alright, inflation of course, rising prices. Alright, bakit nga ba nagra-rise yung prices? Alright, to explain natin pa konti-konti ha, tsagain nyo. Bakit nga ba nagra-rise yung prices? Alright, because yung demand, mas malaki yung demand kesa sa supply, 'di ba? So syempre pag maraming demand, alam na mag-hoard yung iba, so nag-i-increase yung price. Alright? So kailangan nating intindihin yung ano na yon. Alright? So that is why yung value ng money mo also, the purchasing power also is bumababa. Alright? So ang example niyan is yung sa post-pandemic. Alright? Now, we go to deflation. Alright. So, ang deflation naman, kabaliktaran ng inflation. So, yung supply, mas marami yung supply kesa sa demand. So, ang nangyayari, bumabagsak yung presyo. Alright? Okay. Pero, kahit bumabagsak yung presyo, bakit 'di ba, dapat maganda 'yon, 'di ba, na bumabagsak yung presyo, dapat nga maganda. Okay, pero hindi. Ang nangyayari kasi pag bumabagsak masyado yung presyo, yung mga ibang tao iniisip nila na, ay, mag-ano muna, wag muna tayong bumili ng ganito, baka babagsak pa ng babagsak ng babagsak. Alright? So, ang nangyayari, dumediretso na siya, okay? And it can cause, and that can go to depression. Yan, ganyan. Mamaya ipapaliwanag ko kung bakit ang deflation could result to depression. Pero hindi naman all the time na ang deflation ay magre-result sa depression. Alright? Okay, ito naman yung disinflation. Ang disinflation naman, okay naman siya. Okay, kasi may ginawa, nung may inflation, may ginawa ang governments to slow down yung inflation. Alright? Okay, so ano ba yung ginagawa ng government or yung bank, 'di ba, para may ma-counteract yung disinflation 'yon. Pwedeng mag-increase yung interest, 'di ba? Yung ganon. Yan. Okay, ang stagnation naman, alright? So ang stagnation naman is stagnant. Stagnant, 'di ba? Hindi bumababa, hindi umaakyat. Okay? So very lang, parang na na tayo na how do you call that? Na stalemate lang tayo. Alright? So, ang ano naman ng stagnation is magkakaroon siya ng high unemployment. Alright? At dahil sa na-stuck na tayo, yung economy natin ay na-stuck, syempre, pwedeng mag-cause siya talaga ng wala ng mga job opportunities. Kaya nga nagkakaroon siya ng high unemployment. Alright? Pero, alam nyo ba? Okay, so ang stagnation pala at saka inflation, they are two different thing, okay? So pag may stagnation, kahit stalled yung growth, it doesn't mean na magkakaroon siya ng inflation. Okay, pero sa stagflation, okay, this is very rare, okay? According to my research, this is very rare. Pag stagflation, may stagnation na nga, mayroon pa siyang inflation. Okay? Yan, kasi 'di ba sa stagnation walang growth, 'di ba? Pero pwedeng yung mga resources, for example, oil, yung mga ganun sa ibang bansa, ganun, is tumataas yung presyo. So syempre, yung cost of production din tumataas, and that is why yung prices of goods tumataas din yan. So nagkakaroon na tuloy ng inflation. Alright? So, ito yung example niya is yung US economy during the 1970s oil crisis. Alright? Okay. Alright. So, okay ba tayo dyan? Alright? Okay ba tayo dyan? Okay. So, meron akong bonus question. So, nabanggit ko kanina, yung depression may be a result of A, stagnation, B, deflation, C, inflation, D, stagflation, E, recession, or F, disinflation. Alright? So, Alright? Ang depression may be a result of ay. Alright. Okay. Naglalag ata sa YouTube. Alright. Okay, so, ang depression may be a result of deflation. Okay? Kasi, parang magandang pakinggan yung deflation kasi nagdi-decrease na yung mga prices of goods. Okay? But, okay, dahil sa kadidecrease ng price ng goods, nag-aantay yung mga tao. Antayin pa nating bumagsak ng bumagsak and then it can result to depression. Okay, so eto siya, alright? So yung deflation can result to deflationary spiral. Okay, so ito nga yung in-explain ko, falling prices, 'di ba? Bumabagsak. Ang mga tao nagpo-postpone na sila ng spending, 'di ba? So ayaw na nilang gumastos. Dahil doon nagkakaroon ng lower demand, 'di ba? Kasi ayaw na nga nilang gumastos, ayaw nilang bumili, so lower demand. Okay, dahil lower demand, hindi magkaka revenue ang mga businesses, alright? At dahil hindi magkaka-revenue yung mga businesses, they have to lay off ang mga tao, 'di ba? Kailangan nilang mag-alis ng tao. And then dahil wala nang trabaho yung mga tao, less spending. So, ang nangyayari, naglo-loop siya hanggang magiging depression na siya. And that is something daw na mahirap nating mahirap makaagpas, okay, o makaalpas. Alright. Okay, next. Alright, number 8. Beyond its role in Japan, the influence of Shintoism is most visible in today's world through which of the following: A. Its influence on culture and arts and environmental ethics. B. Its status as a major missionary religion with millions of converts worldwide. C. Its foundational role for major political ideologies like democracy and socialism. D. None. Its influence is limited in Japan. Alright? So, ano po yung sagot nyo dito? Ano po yung sagot nyo dito? Sige lang, sumagot kayo dyan. Alright. Yes. Okay, may tumama naman. May tumama naman sa TikTok. Very nice. Alright. So, ang sagot po niyan is its influence on culture and arts and environmental ethics. Okay, so nakikita ko may sumasagot po siya sa B. Okay, so actually ang Shintoism is not considered a religion, alright? So it is a way of life, parang yung Taoism, 'di ba? So it's a way of life siya. Alright? And dahil hindi siya religion, it's not asking, okay? Or it's not hindi siya nagre-recruit for converts, okay? Kaya po mali yung letter B. Alright? Alright, okay. And letter C, okay, it's political ideologies, hindi po. Kasi nga way of life yung Taoism. And then itong Shintoism. Okay, letter D, none. Its influence is limited in Japan. Sinasabi na nga dyan na beyond its role in Japan. Tapos, none, its influence is limited in Japan. Hindi. Alright, so balikan natin. Alright, so ang Shintoism, yung siya, reiterate niya yung concept of kami, okay? Kami, ibig sabihin nun is, itong kami na to ay natatagpuan sa lahat ng natural features. Alright? Lahat ng natural features. And that is why sa Japan, lahat ng nila ng culture nila, yung arts nila, it's based on protecting and respecting nature. Alright? So, for example, sa arts, di ba, yung ikebana, yung flower arrangement, di ba, nakikita doon ng Shintoism pala. Yung sa culture naman nila, yung Zen gardening, even yung fishing, di ba, they are very protective of the waters, even in fishing. Alright? So, that is Shintoism. Alright. Next. Number 9. Which of the following is considered a fundamental method of inquiry in social studies that involves gathering information firsthand and drawing conclusions based on evidence? A. Observing and inferring. B. Experimenting in a lab. Uh, C. Guessing and hoping. D. Asking an expert. Alright, so lumabas ngayon talaga tong September 2025. And gas-gas din naman to. Hindi ko nga lang talaga makita yung mismong question na to. Pero naalala ko na gas-gas na talaga to. Alright? Alam ko lang yung sagot niyan. Pero ako, naglagay na lang ako ng ibang options. Alright? So, of course, ang sagot ay observing and inferring. Okay. So, syempre, para magkaroon naman tayo ng, ng logical conclusion, di ba? Kasi, although hindi exact science yung social studies, but we are studying social relationship, 'di ba? So, and what is the best way to do that? Of course, we have to observe. Okay, we have to observe. Alam naman natin yung inferring is parang you are not guessing, okay? You are giving an sige, sabihin natin educational guess from what you observe. Alright? Yeah, so of course, mali yung experimenting in a lab. Hindi. Kasi, tawag doon, sa social studies is human relationship yung ating ini-study, alright? Guessing and hoping, of course not. Asking an expert, okay naman siya, di ba? Pero hindi siya yung fundamental method of inquiry. Alright, very good. Number 10. What is the primary advantage of a longitudinal study? Okay, akalain nyo, lumabas pa to, di ba, gas-gas, no? A, it is a rapid and low-cost research method. B, it can identify cause and effect relationship with absolute certainty. C, it tracks the same subjects over time, allowing researchers to observe patterns of change and development. D, it provides a broad snapshot of a population at a single point in time. Alright? Alright, yes, very good. Alright, yes. So, ang sagot niya na ay long nga eh. Kaya, it tracks the same subject over time. Okay? Para ma-observe yung kung ano man yung kailangan nilang i-observe. Alright. Ito yung linagay ko na note dyan is, kung ano yung longest. Okay? Ano yung longest na longitudinal study was, ito yung Harvard study of adult development. It was like 85 years. Okay? Ito yung mga sophomore students sa Harvard, okay? Madami na daw ang patay ngayon, of course. Right? And kasama tong si John F. Kennedy at saka itong si Ben Bradley doon. Alright. Ang ini-study dito sa human study development, ini-study na is kung may connection yung gaano ka kontento sa buhay mo because of factors like relationship with others. Ganon. Yun yung pinag-aaralan doon. Alright. Ito, it is a rapid and low-cost research method. Baliktad naman, di ba? Kasi, longitudinal nga eh. So, mahal siya. Tapos, it takes time. Alright. Ito, ang tanong ko naman to, sa trivia ulit tayo. Ito, it can identify cause and effect relationships with absolute certainty. Ano yung klaseng, mahuhulaan nyo ba? Kung anong klaseng studies to? Dun sa nung SPLE 2025 namin, may mga lumabas talaga na kind of studies na hindi lumalabas sa PAMAC boards natin. So, ginanyan ko na siya. Alright? Okay, cause and effect. Pwede din ang experimental, pero hindi meron pa yung isa doon. Meron pa. Okay, so let's reveal na lang. Alright? So, it's causal research. Okay? Alam ko kung bakit yung cause and effect dahil dun sa variables, di pa yung independent and di ba? Pero usually, ang experimental kasi is sa controlled and experimental. Di ba? Group. Controlled and experimental. Yun yung experimental. Alright. Ito naman, it provides a broad snapshot of a population at a single point in time. Alright? So, I think kailangan talaga nating malaman yung iba't ibang studies kasi hindi ito nawawala. Alright? It provides a broad snapshot of a population at a single point in time. Alright? Meron ba? Ito gasgas talaga 'to, yung causal research hindi common 'no. Pero gusto ko talagang idagdag dun kasi sa actual may mga lumalabas na kind of studies na hindi ko rin na noon, hindi ko din nalaman noon bago ako mag-exam. Alright? Wala ba? It provides a broad snapshot of a population at a single point in time. Wala ba? Ala. Single point in time. Alright. Okay, of course, it's cross-sectional. 'Di ba? Yung iba't ibang participants, pero sabay-sabay sila. It's cross-sectional. Ayan. Alright. Okay. Okay ba kayo dyan sa Hindi ko nakikita yung sa YouTube. Alright. Okay, so tapusin ko lang to ha dito sa TikTok, tapusin ko lang to kasi this is for for a social science majorship. Okay, tapos pero gusto ko lang i-share to din sa inyo. And then if you want to to enroll, it's just 249. I-message niyo lang ako sa Gurography. All right? Alright. Hanggang dito lang po. Okay, kasi ito talaga is for sa mga nagbayad. Pero shinare ko lang yung konti. Alright, so number 11. Sorry.